everyone. I am going to do most of the talking today because
Hi.
Heather is still kind of under the weather.
I'm not Heather. I'm Kathy Bates. I had I had a server at a restaurant the other night tell me and my mom he didn't realize that I had laryngitis. He thought I was soft spoken. So when I told Amber that, she laughed her ass off, just like I did. So I'm gonna try to let Amber take the wheel here and be driving Miss Heather. So I'm gonna just kind of be walking, talking, well, walking, whispering commentary tonight. So don't adjust your ears, your eyes. This is, in fact, Heather and Amber, and we are the Broadway Fan Club. And thank you for the flexibility to Amber and everybody else because I had no voice. I've been on vocal rest for 2 days to get this voice. You're welcome.
And everyone, as usual, if you see the bottoms of our head right now, it is because we are tagging our groups. We are telling everyone to join us live so they can pop in and chat with us like they do every week. So we are just diligently working and getting that done quickly.
That's right. So far, so good. Everybody should
Yeah.
ask how you feel about me not
You
talking
can
this week.
don't feel free to give us a hand, share the podcast to your favorite groups. We would love that. So we should be done with this in just a second, and then we will get the action going.
We just need to bring on an intern. Chris Levy. It's the Broadway Fan Club page. Of course it is. But that's the only way that we provide it out. I love you, buddy.
Yes. So, Chris,
Chris
we
Levy,
have
one of my favorite gingers.
a group and a page.
That's right.
And the podcast streams on the page, which we share to the group.
And we've dealt with this. It's a very silly little thing that Facebook makes us do when we have StreamYard. And we dealt with it for quite some time where it was, would only let us do on YouTube. So we wanted to make sure to bring it to people that, one, might not want to go to YouTube to watch us, but we're going to have a good time regardless.
Yes.
I'm sure you can hear the thunder rumbling in the back. So that's going to be fun. And we're going to have a good show. So thank you, everybody, again. For those of you who are first joining us for the very first time ever, this is not my voice.
This is not Heather's voice.
This is not my voice.
This is what prevented us from doing our usual day episode. We needed a couple days for Ursula to return a little bit of a fraction of some voice.
So it reminds me, did you ever watch Daria on MTV? I'm gonna age myself. Okay, so I always feel like I sound a little bit more like Quinn, Daria's like cheerleading sister. And now I'm very much Daria.
Yes, definitely.
But I very specifically had to tell everybody. And I'm telling you guys, I have had family. My mother said, "Oh, you have a sexy voice now." Is that weird for me to tell you? Yes, Mom, it's weird. There's a local thrift store. I'm at my mom's house. That's why the background looks different. There's a local thrift store which gets lots of cool stuff from Disney since they're so close. And they actually support, it's not Goodwill, it's not Salvation Army, it's called New Beginnings. And they do, like they help rehome the homeless and give them jobs. They're really incredible. And, but very religious. I'm not very religious. And like even the manager who's like super religious. Yes, thank you, Chris. Now I can do all the Kathleen Turner roles. That's right. Kathy Bates, Kathleen Turner. It's going to be all of them. It's going to be great. Or the Kathleen Turner. He was right. But I was there, and the manager goes, "Oh wow, you got that soft, raspy, sexy voice." I'm like, "This is awkward." And I hung out with friends the other night like this, and as I drink my bourbon and whiskey.
That's great for the throat. I'm
It is
just
great. It is great. It doesn't hurt, guys. I'm not in pain. I'm not sick. I just have no voice. But I'm sitting there and everyone's like, "Oh, it's like OnlyFans. It should be only voices." And I was like, "What about my face?" But okay, that makes sense. All right.
yeah, enough about the voice.
Enough
Let's get to
about
the
Heather. Here, I'm gonna change it to just Kathleen Turner. That's my name tonight. Thank you, Christine. Uh, we have a big show because we've got a lot to catch up with. In fact, where will I be a week from now?
She will be in New York City hosting hosting a
Oh, damn.
trivia at BroadwayCon.
Yep, and a couple of other surprises that are going to be
A
coming.
couple of
Will be able to
other
announce pretty
surprises
soon.
that are
Um,
coming.
Also, at this time, and you can hear the thunder rumbling out here. I hope the weather holds out. I will have been at Broadway in the park at Bryant Park and going live so you guys can see that. I am so excited. Amber's been doing this really incredible job of keeping you guys posted every week for every Thursday's performances. Couldn't ask for a better business partner, better friend, and better co-host. So thanks, girl.
Yes, I will hopefully be getting the performances from today, which were today's theme was Disney in Bryant Park.
How
So
did
there
I miss
was
that? How did I miss that?
Aladdin, Frozen, and The Lion King did some
How did I miss
performances.
that?
So hopefully we'll be able to find some recaps on the online that we can share with everybody.
Amber has a new co-host.
I do. I have two new co-hosts. They are Harley and Ozzy.
Cute. Oh,
Ozzy is over crying by the door.
so you just had to get rid of. You had to return Christina the pit bull to the
Yes.
foundation. Okay.
Yes. And now I am dog sitting for a friend. So hopefully Christina gets adopted very, very soon.
Yeah, I hope so because you've been doing a lot of fostering for Connecticut Humane Society.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Amazing. So yeah, let's put our seatbelts on, kids. I've got my water. I'm gonna stay hydrated. We are all in the hands of Amber.
Yeah. First, why don't we just start off by saying if you're not giving us a follow over on Instagram, so please go check us out at the B-Way Fan Club. That's at the B-Way Fan Club. We would love to see you there. You can, get up-to-date info on all of our giveaways, on our information that we post, like Broadway and Bryant Park. Just happenings in Broadway. We're usually posting news and just fun facts.
We just
And
wanna
we've
keep
been
you guys no, it's right, we wanna keep them updated. Sometimes it's hard, you don't wanna go on Facebook because you don't wanna doom scroll. That's why we have our Instagram. We might copy some information or share something different, but it's just to make it easier at your fingertips.
absolutely. And over on Instagram, we also have been sharing, which we do share in our groups as well, some different covers that have been going on, some different understudies that have been going on. So definitely want to follow us there if you want to stay in the know with all the Broadway business that's happening.
Oh, I like that, the Broadway business. Speaking of
Yeah.
Broadway business, Amber and I'm sure you have it way down in the schedule, but Amber and I had the pleasure of attending from Ken Davenport yesterday, the State of Broadway. And that was really cool. I don't know if anybody else had the opportunity. Did you?
We did.
I know we're going to move the schedule around because I'm an asshole.
No, that's okay.
Yes, I can say asshole. So, everyone is gaga for Insta, but I tried to create it together somehow, whatever. Sorry, I'm reading Chris's thing. Let's see. Yeah, no, Insta can be Insta. It's just a matter of we want to make sure people get the information they want. So we're here. And Chris, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, we're everywhere. You can
Chris
find us
is
where you're most comfortable.
From Fringe and local Orlando theater. We love it.
Okay, awesome.
All
We
right. So
love
yeah,
fringe around these
we
parts.
do love fringe around here. So yeah, so a State of Broadway. It's very cool. It was a free program that Ken Davenport offered. And
Yes,
it's kind of for every base level of, are you investing in theater as a producer? Are you a performer? Are you just a fan? Are you trying to do influencing? Are you somebody like us that does a lot of marketing for shows? And it was really informative. We learned the billion-dollar corporation, yes, billion, that
billion.
is. I think they said we're down like 4% from last year. Um,
Right.
but
But he said that
ticket
is
averages
normal
were like
because of the
$120. Ticket average prices were 120, and they talked about all the new shows coming up. What I took away from it, and I thought was pretty impactful, even though it was something we already kind of knew, is that in 2019, the average age of a theater goer, like Broadway theater goer, they said was 40.4. So somebody that was just about 40. And now, 5 years later in 2024, the average is like, what they say, 23 years old, which is
right,
amazing. That's
right,
amazing. For shows that are approaching like the younger generations, which is great. But these are people, and this is directly from Ken's mouth, which I thought was so appreciative because it really kind of gave Amber and I the big old hug of, yeah, you guys are doing the right thing. Is these are the kids that grew up on screen time with video
right.
games, with, talking through chat rooms, everything else. So it was
With
really,
that instant gratification.
oh yeah, and that's my soapbox, but it's an instant gratification society, absolutely. Um, which is great because those are the people we want to approach too, because we want everything for Broadway to be at your fingertips. So,
Right away, accessible.
what did you get a chance to take away from it yesterday?
I thought something that I just found in general very interesting was that fact where he said it's generally expected to be a kind of a lower year because of the events
Elections, yeah.
in the world, because of the election, because of the Olympics. And he said one other reason that it's typically lower, but I can't think of what it is. But we're having all three of these events. Oh, a leap year. Like you
Right.
said, when it's a leap year, and we happen to have all three of them in one year. So it'll be interesting to see what the numbers are like next year for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, with so many shows. And he
I
also,
also took away how he was discussing the regions around where people are coming in from to see shows, where people are, whether they're
yes,
local to the
suburbanites,
city, the
locals, tourists.
suburbanites, the locals, the tourists. And he said, those suburbanites, we got to increase our numbers. So that's me. I got to go to the city and see more shows.
Yeah, you got to stop dog sitting so you can come see shows with me when I'm in town.
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
I don't think I can consider myself a tourist. I don't live in New York. I live in Orlando, hence why it's raining. But I mean, it rains in New York too, but not this often. But I'm in New York every month, trying to get you guys content, trying to build the Broadway Fan Club's brand, trying to do whatever we can to bring this and make it accessible to you guys. And okay, the lights just flickered, so if the power goes out, it'll be the Broadway Fan Club in the dark edition. But I have my places I like to go. I have my people I like to see. Amber has a ghost, it's fine. But you kind of get into this pattern. But I always make
Oh,
what?
that was a big thunder.
Oh, you can hear it?
I just heard
Oh,
that one.
oh, okay. Yes, it's the raspy, sexy voice and the thunder. It's like you're paying me.
Right? This is like really setting the
Wait,
mood.
hold on, I'll turn my light off. I'm gonna turn my light off. Oh, wait,
Ooh.
shiny glasses are coming. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh yeah. It's like, yep, okay, we're gonna stop. People just tuning in. This is not a different show. This is just us being ridiculous.
We're
Because I haven't been able to talk to Amber most of the week this week because this is the most
true.
I've missed you.
I
But
know we don't really talk every day.
multiple times. Well, it's all right. But yeah, no, it was interesting too because Ken was talking about the staples and like different Broadway shows. Like people are saying, if the phone rings, do not answer it. Hold on. Thanks, Chris. If the phone rings, do not answer it. My phone's on silent, so I will not. I am a very spooky girl at time. I might answer it and ask them what's going on. Anyways, but Ken had talked about different shows and saying like we need a really big blockbuster like Wicked, like Les Mis, like because this
Like
is our first year,
Hamilton.
right? This is our first year without Phantom in 30 years, and
Right.
Wicked's been here for 20, and Cats like we now have this reinvigoration, and he said Lion King. Lion King has what was the word he used? Pretty much like Lion King, the Statue of Liberty, or like the same.
Right. Longevity.
A longevity, like a mainstay in New York. And I agree. And that show's amazing. If you have not had the opportunity to see it, do it. It doesn't matter what age you are. But it was really interesting. But there are a lot of new shows coming. Everything from IP that we're familiar with, like Death Becomes Her, which I'm super excited about. Boop, like Betty Boop, come on. Betty Boop on
Right.
Broadway, that's cool. We've got the new Gatsby art. We've got Swept Away. We've got all these great shows that are coming. And then we've got stuff that had a smaller start but a very popular following, like maybe Happy Ending, which
Right.
just delayed their opening because they have such an intricate and tech heavy set.
Right.
Super though. What shows are you looking forward to coming, Amber?
As you mentioned, Death Becomes Her. I'm definitely looking forward to that one because I love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. I'm looking forward to Boop. I'm kind of looking forward to Tammy Faye
Okay.
because
You are. You are.
she's another one of like the icons that I love. So
Wait, do
I'm
that again.
interested
For
to
those of
see
you
it.
that aren't listening, Amber is shaking her head and the bun on top of her head just made a weird. Okay.
Um
She is. Actually,
and
you know what shows? And drag. Drag's not coming to the mainstay,
Drag
but
the
it'll be
musical. Yes, that'll be so fun. I like a fun show. So
she says that, and then she's like, and I cried the entire time.
and I cry the entire time, right? And then I go to like Sweeney 100 times.
I mean, Sweeney is a fun show.
Yeah,
Bunch
the
of
ending is super
psychopaths.
fun.
We just sit there and smile and, ooh, more blood, yay.
Right?
We do need kind of a spooky show. I'm looking forward where Death Becomes Her for sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. Now that I've like commandeered that conversation.
no, actually, to piggyback on that, just wanted to say that the Maybe Happy Endings now opening on the 16th at the Belasco Theater. So if you already purchased your
Not
tickets,
July 16th. No, no.
October 16th, yes. If you already purchased tickets for prior to that, please reach out to your ticketing company and they will discuss your refund options because you will not be attending the show. It will not be starting until October 16th.
But I think it is responsible. And they're giving you guys 3 months to
In
know that
advance.
it is delayed and it is just due to the availability of what's needed for sets and props because it is a tech laden show. Because if you
Right.
guys don't know about the show, it's about helper bots. It is like
It's
androids.
about robots.
It's
Yeah.
freaking robots. So you can't pick on it. I know there's going to be those mainstay people that are like, I don't like a tech heavy show. No, you're literally going to a tech heavy show for a tech heavy subject. That's
Right.
really fascinating. And I encourage you guys to take a look at it as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. It looks amazing. And Darren Chris, I mean, come on.
I do love Darren
Helen
Criss.
and Helen Shen.
Do you remember when oh my God, can you hear that one?
Yeah.
So I walked in rain like this in New York, covered
Oh,
in
I
water.
do remember that.
Yes, because I wanted to go see Little Shop. Now I've seen Little Shop 9 times, pretty much every new cast. Plus, I was there previews. I've had the opportunity to see some really incredible. Though I've never seen Jeremy Jordan in it. Ain't that weird? But
That
Jonathan
is
Groff, I
weird.
have. But I was desperate to go see Darren Chris because a friend of mine, Max Adler, was Dave Karofsky in Glee. And he is very
Uh-oh, did we just lose Heather? Can anyone else see Heather? Just checking in. Chris, are you still there? All right, well, I guess we will just move on. She is definitely frozen. All right, thank you, Mitchell. While we figure out what's going on with Heather, I just want to shout out some really awesome Broadway debuts that we've had this week. Sorry, my dogs are barking over there. Oh, hey, guys,
the
my
power went
dog.
out and knocked out the Wi-Fi.
I figured as much.
So hello.
Hello, welcome back.
And I see I'm frozen. I froze. Yeah,
Yes,
no. The lights flickered and all the lights shut off, and then it was like, your studio. And I'm like, no.
I assumed because that boom was so loud.
Loud. It was loud. It completely broke my train of thought. Um,
That's okay. I was just shouting out some debuts that happened over the last week on Broadway. We've
nice.
had
Oh,
a
there's been a lot.
lot of them. A lot of them, yes. We had Danny Quadrino, who made his debut in Tommy.
Yay.
Congratulations. We have Sean Stack making his Jacob debut in Water for Elephants.
Yay.
We had Alex Benoit making his middle Noah debut in The Notebook.
And he loved the fact that we posted it online. Yes, we love
He
it.
did, yes. Alex Pracken, who made his Jay Gatsby debut in The Great Gatsby.
Yay.
Fantastic. And then Cabaret was loaded with debuts.
Amazing.
Loaded. We had Paige Smallwood, who made their debut as Sally. We had Marty Lauder, aka Marsha, who made their debut as the MC.
That's your
And then
favorite.
we have Natasha Diaz, who made her debut as Fräulein Schneider. And I believe she is on again this evening as Fräulein Schneider. So hoping that BB is okay since she's been out since yesterday and today.
BB might have what I'm dealing with.
She might, yeah.
Yes, I'm representing today with my Central Park suit. I'm very happy.
I love it. Very cute. Very, very cool.
It's going to be my day today. Yay. Yay. This is not an advertisement for Supper Hills, but if you'd like to sponsor the show, we'd be happy to.
Yes. Speaking of sponsoring the show, sponsors, you can check all of our groups out. Heather, would you like to showcase our groups? Are you able to do that on your phone, or do I
I
have to
can
figure out how to?
actually.
Okay,
Get that rock. Look at this technology. Yes, so
cool.
if you want to go to the BroadwayFanClub.com, that'll take you directly to our link tree. It'll show you all 50, yes, I said 50 groups that we are currently running. If you want to go directly to our link tree, you can go directly to linktree/the Broadway Fan Club. And if you want to go check out our merch and go directly to merch and get a discount, you can go to the BroadwayFanClub.etsy.com and check out all the cool stuff that Amber has been making and rocking and rolling. As
Oh,
my phone falls down, however, it's on my keyboard. It's great. You've been a very busy girl.
I
So
have. I actually just made a ton of bracelets to send with Heather to BroadwayCon, so she'll
you
be
did.
there to trade. So
Uh,
find
yeah.
her
Come
if
find
you.
me Friday at 5 p.m. next Friday. I'll be hosting Broadway trivia. I don't know the room yet, but it is the only trivia for the entire weekend. We're going to have some great prizes from Second City. We're going to have our own prizes. We're going to have some hydration packages. I'm going to die now. But you can go to the BroadwayCon's website, BroadwayCon.com, and enter promo code TBFC. That's T the B Broadway F fan C club TBFC for a discount on your ticket. So go ahead and check them out. And then by next week's show, Monday, hey, you guys get us within a couple of days of each other. It's great. We
That's
might have
true.
even more exciting news for you that we're currently waiting to be able to announce. That'll be
Yes.
occurring at BroadwayCon, but I promise you it's really cool. So with that
Yes.
being said,
And once we can announce it to you, we will let you know as soon as possible.
it requires me to have a new outfit. And you know I had a good time buying it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to go on mute and try to not hack up a lung. I'm going to let you talk.
Sure, absolutely. So another thing that was announced this week was Broadway in the Park, which is a free Monday night concert series that plays at Hudson Park Rivers, Clinton's Cove, and that started this last Monday, July 15th.
Correct.
That will run through August 5th at Hudson River Park, beginning each Monday from 6:30 to 8:30. So Broadway is always looking for ways to give you guys free ways to see different performers and
I love
different
that. I love that,
shows.
whether
Yeah.
it's Times Square, Bryant Park, the waterfront, like there's so many opportunities. And it's a great like commercial, but also a great way that if you need a little bit of theater, go get
Yeah.
some. Go get some if you can. But if you can't, we're gonna do our best to bring you those videos as well. Do you hear this outside?
It's very loud. Yes.
I'm being
that is-
punished. Mother Nature is punishing me because she's like, no, Heather, you're supposed to be on vocal rest. I can't. I can't. Y'all think that it's easy for me to shut my mouth and not talk. You don't know me at all.
Right. Yes. Another event that was announced was the Broadway Flea, which is one of our favorites. That was announced for September 22nd. So, guys, mark
I'm
your
gonna go
calendars.
so
You
broke.
are
So
going to want to be there. It is such a fun event. For those that haven't been there, it is basically where they set up tables out in front of the theaters and you get to bid on. There's merch, there's signs,
it's 2 blocks and Schubert Alley.
and Schubert
So
Alley. Yes.
it's my favorite time of year because I spend way too much money. And I've had the fortunate opportunity to be a proxy, meaning people say, hey, Heather, I would love for you to pick me up something. Last year was a lot of Phantom. Heather, can you pick me up any kind of costuming piece from Phantom? Absolutely. So get their budget. We found Madame Geary's leggings. We found cool stuff from the Michael Crawford Foundation. I actually picked up for my mom the Phantom of the Opera Barbie dolls signed by Michael Crawford.
That's so
They have,
cool.
oh yeah, they have actual set design, like the candlesticks, or like Hades Town has the poets, like the book that he
The book.
uses.
Yes.
Or they have like Our Lady of the Underground candles, which are not fun to get into your carry-on bag. But most of it is autographed. They have autograph sessions. I'm going to be there again this
I
year.
believe they had the cutting board that they used in
Like
Sweeney Todd.
$1,500
Yes.
cutting board. It's bigger than the screen. And we know people who had to take that home with them on the subway. My favorite to see from Sweeney last year was like the Mask of Magdalene, where Sweeney does this to the cloth and it's just the blood. So those went for like $500. Not everything's that expensive. I was able to find stuff from the pit at Phantom and actually Sweeney. It was like a orchestra pit button for like $1. Or these places have like the dollar bin, or like Creative Goods merch will have like boxes of shirts and stuff of shows that have closed. or stuff that's older stuff. It's going to be a big boom. I know it's coming. My phone is vibrating, and Chris is in Orlando, so I'm sure he's getting this too. But they'll have like shirts for like $5, water for elephants before they even came to Broadway. Set up a table last year. It's a tiny little thing, just to sell stuff from Atlanta. So that was
cool.
my first interaction with them, and yeah, it takes up 2 blocks. No rain, and oh geez, Chris, I'm in Claremont right now. It's crazy. You're getting it, buddy. But it takes up 2 blocks and Schubert Alley. They also have the auction. So cool. Lights of Broadway cards. I mean, there's just so much. If you're claustrophobic with people, I am claustrophobic with people. You gotta have a figured way to get out. It's a lot of people, but it's definitely worthwhile. It's very organized. You'll get a map, and we'll definitely talk about it as it comes. I'll be offering my proxy services again. But yeah, I'm super excited. It's usually the third or fourth Saturday or Sunday of September. And as Amber said, it is now September.
September 22nd.
September 22nd. Let's put that date in the calendar. Come on up. It is hot, but it is not unbearable. And you will spend a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. General Broadway news. The only other thing. Oh, actually, how did I miss this?
I don't know.
That the Wiz did an NPR Tiny Desk.
Oh, yeah.
Who watched that NPR Tiny Desk? I loved it.
Now, explain to people who might not know what the Tiny Desk concerts are.
So the Tiny Desk concerts are a little, I guess, thing that is brought to you by NPR, where they bring a little concert into their office. They have a band. It's usually a partial band. They have microphones, singers, performers, and they do a miniature version of the show there in the little office. So
it's like a cubicle, like an open cubicle.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's unbelievably cool.
So they usually come on and do like 4 or 5 songs. And the Wiz just recently went on and did their Tiny Desk concert, and it was incredible. I enjoyed it so much. I watched it, and fly up Sunday morning and spend money. I see that, Christopher. But it's just a fun way to get, again, another free way to see content from shows that you love.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
And that's just one thing I love about the Broadway community, is that they're always trying to make these shows accessible in one way or another to the fans.
Yeah, and talking about accessibility, Amber and I are going to do something cool this weekend, aren't we?
We are.
We are. We are going to have our own watch party. Oh my God, hold on. There's a big boom coming. Nope. Lots of lightning. Nope, there it is. Okay. It's like an emphasis. It's great. It's my own special effects. We're going to have our own watch party between her and I of Bonnie and Clyde, the pro shot of Bonnie and Clyde from the West End. So we're super pumped for that. Because, again, making it accessible. We'll also make sure to post the link so you guys can access that as well. I believe it's like $15, no commercials, and you have 72 hours to watch it, or like $10 and get you quick commercials, and it's all theater related stuff. And it's like 1 or 2. So I think that's fine. But I'm excited. We'll let you guys know what we think next week.
I missed the chance to see that show on Broadway, but a podcast that I listened to actually exposed me to the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
And I fell in love with the show from the cast album. It's so good.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So I can't wait to see it.
Yes, we'll still see it. There is absolutely nothing
Yes.
wrong with it. I pay for Broadway HD, um,
Yeah.
which is like $5 a month, and it's totally worth it. Everyone's like, "Oh, there's not a lot of new stuff in there." I'm like, "There's plenty on there, and you can just." Did you see? I did not, Chris. I would have loved to. Hold on, let me pop that guy up there. I would have loved to, but I'm excited to see this version very much because I always love the story of Bonnie and Clyde. All right, what is next on the agenda, Miss Buzz Driver?
Well, actually, speaking of accessibility, that brings us to our next topic, which is accessibility in the theater.
All right, I love it.
Um, so are any of you guys familiar with the accessibility options that they have at the theater? Because they do offer lots of options.
We talked about it a couple of episodes ago too, which is great.
Yeah,
But we always want to bring this back up. We notice within our groups, people do generally tend to ask the same kind of questions, which is fine. That's what we're here for. So yeah,
yeah.
let's get it started off, Amber.
So, some options that they offer are specific seating. They have wheelchair accessible seating and a company for guest seating, so you can have your wheelchair sit next to the person who is assisting you. They also offer captioning devices at the theater.
Now there's three different ways of captioning depending on the show. There's audio where you can have earbuds in. It's quite loud. I actually sat behind a woman who had it at Moulin Rouge, and it's literally the whole show just in your ear instead. They
I've
have
used them.
yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And then there's the visual one, which you can read the show, correct?
Yes, it's a caption device. So uh, it's basically like subtitles on your TV.
Right. And then there's the audio description, which when I get my voice back, I'm going to start training and doing local theater here. I have several friends that do it, where you're actually having somebody you have an earpiece, and they're actually describing everything to you. So, you know, character A crosses to stage right and picks up a glass of water.
Right.
It's really cool. Um, and a lot of these theaters are doing like what was the terminology? I know we're getting into it, but there's different terminology for like autism friendly shows.
Yeah, that was the next
Yeah,
thing we were going to talk about. That they are doing
look at me.
autism friendly performances, which is brought by TDF, and they actually just announced. It's almost like they knew we wanted to talk about it because they announced their 2024-2025 season
I love
like
it.
yesterday. So the shows that will be involved in the autism friendly performances this year will be Hadestown, The Lion King, which I believe is always
Always,
involved.
always.
Always.
They do a lot of ASL with the Lion King as well.
Yes. The Rockettes, Christmas Spectacular, Back to the Future,
Oh,
MJ, and Juliet, and Hamilton. So it's really stacked this year for the
and
autism friendly performances.
it's really cool. Now I'm going to try to remember off the top of my head, and I know you got the whole list. So for an autism friendly performance, the lights are brighter in house, so it's not as dark. You can have
Mhm.
your devices available if need be. It's also more comfortable for people that they're not having to explain it. The theater is actually doing that for like people who are not on the spectrum or who are not attending it specifically for the autism friendly performance. There's a whole write up of like, this is an autism friendly performance, this is what it is. The decibels of sound are different. Is that
Yep.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
What am I missing? I know I'm missing a few.
I think you just covered it all. The sound doesn't exceed the 90 decibels. The lights are dimmed to half instead of a full blackout. So in the audience where it streams onto the audience, it's only a half blackout. And then the strobes and the flashes are all removed.
That's right.
I know
And then
here, a lot of local theaters here actually encourage people to like wear their pajamas to the show, like a
yeah.
relaxed performance. I think it's really cool.
And then, like you were saying, they are sometimes offered like educational material or different like sources
Yeah.
that they can kind of review beforehand to give them an idea of the plot and characters to just kind of help them learn in advance. So this way they have a better understanding when they go to the show and have a better overall experience.
I think it's so cool that TDF is doing that. I know there's more information on tdf.org. Um, I like when theater is accessible to so many people. Like
Yes.
me personally, I suffer from PTSD, which we've kind of talked about a little bit. So there are some times where there's shows that I get a little anxious at. And it's okay. I'm putting myself into the theater to be in it. But even, and this is something I'm going to bring up because I don't think we've talked about this before. The lines, and do not take advantage of this because they're giving you this information. But truly, the lines waiting to get into the theaters. You always want to get there early. That's clear. Some people I know like to come super late because they can't wait in a line. Me personally, I have seen some weird shit happen on lines. I have seen somebody like block a woman in an ECV, just bad stuff. And it gets cramped because you're waiting on a New York City sidewalk. Some theaters, for example, our friends at Waterfall Offense at the Imperial, they have like a construction site, but you're waiting off to the side and you're on the sidewalk, but there's also limited walking for other people, but they're kind of stanchioned off. Security does the best they can, but if you are somebody like me that has really bad anxiety, you can't stand and wait on the line for a limitation of some sort. Or say you're in a wheelchair and it's uncomfortable because, people are pushing into you or being rude. You can go to the front where the security guards are, where the metal detectors and they're doing bag checks. You can go right up to the stanchions in front of the theater and ask security for an accessible entrance. 99.9% of the time, it's right there. Or they'll have you walk 2 feet to your right. They will open the stanchion up for you, and then you can go in. Now, it is not for your whole party. So if you go to the theater on your own, you're fine. Or if you have people that are waiting, you might be able to get one guest. But you are able to go in, get yourself acclimated, get a drink, go to the bathroom, get your merch, get to your seat, and be okay. I've used that a couple of times because some people are just crazy. And sometimes the lines are insane, and I just have a little bit too much anxiety. Um, Also, utilizing accessibility in the theater, and Amber, definitely feel free to add on to this too. There are accessible restrooms in
Yes.
every theater. That does not mean, again, I'm never going to tell somebody what they can and can't do, but don't be that dick and go, oh, I don't feel like walking down or I don't want to wait online. If you need the assistance, there is an accessible bathroom. It is one stall. 9 times out of 10, there's a line. It's a lot of older people with their caregivers. That accessible stall is also available for somebody who is trans that they might not feel comfortable utilizing a men's or women's room. These theaters are doing as much as they can. If you were delayed getting back into the show, for example, Moulin Rouge, they actually have a large video screen, probably about an 80-inch, that if you're standing in that line, you can watch the show from there. And if you're delayed going back in, they will escort you back to your seat. So it's pretty cool. Oh, hi, Cheyenne. You late. I hope you're feeling slightly better. Thank you, Cheyenne. That's okay. I called this episode our White Rabbit episode because we're late for a very important date. So you're totally fine. I feel fine. I just sound like this. I guess I
Yeah.
will stop rambling about accessibility. Amber, please, I'm just gonna sit and let you drive, and I'm gonna let the reins go a little bit.
Let's see what else is on our list tonight. We kind of touched on it, but I just wanted to re-mention that last week was the first week of the performances of Broadway in the Park, and we did go ahead and share as much as we could in the Broadway fan club and in the appropriate group. So if you missed it and you were trying to see those performances, definitely look back in those groups, because you can see performances from Tommy, Water for Elephants, Hell's Kitchen, The Wiz. I want to say that's who performed all last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted them all, like I said, in the Broadway fan club. So you can go back, just scroll back a little bit, and you should be able to find those performances. They were amazing.
And if you're attending those performances, do not hesitate to put them up in the group. We'd love it. You can
Yeah,
even live stream if you want. Please be our guest.
we'd love to see that. Absolutely. Christopher said, I was so happy to see that. I think it's the Schubert theaters that are labeling the restrooms as use whichever one you feel comfortable in based on your gender identity. Yes, I am very happy to see that whenever I see that in theaters as well.
I posted that up about 30 seconds ago. You must have the full screen up.
Oh, I must have. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree 100%.
definitely. So the next thing on our list. Oh, this one is a very interesting one.
I like when you get excited and like surprised by your own list. It's
By
a,
my
it,
own
it's
list.
my favorite thing. You're like, oh wait, oh yeah,
Ooh,
ooh, I
this
did a
one
good thing. Yes.
this one is a little exciting, but it has a little bit of a unfortunate a note behind it as well.
Okay.
Shalina Kennedy will be stepping into the role of Myrtle in The Great Gatsby. She
That's right.
started on Monday. And the reason for that is because she is covering for original Broadway member Sarah Chase, who is on a leave of absence through the summer, because she was diagnosed with cancer. So
Yeah.
she is unfortunately taking some time off, which is completely understandable.
Absolutely. When I saw Gatsby, Sarah had started the first half. And then after intermission, she had her swing come in. And it's hard, but good for her for taking her time to
Her
be able to,
time,
yes.
absolutely.
We've had several members who have reached out to us on our Great Gatsby group of how to reach the theater to send their well wishes, and a few people who want to kind of organize that. If you guys have any interest in doing that, whether it's sending a get well card or signing a digital card, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can find all of our groups on the BroadwayFanClub.com. Scroll to the Great Gatsby.
Yes, exactly. We would love, for you to reach out to us, and then we can help direct you to the correct spot to get that information there for Sarah. I think we only have a couple more topics left. This isn't our usual topic, but I just wanted to bring it up because it is on my to see list.
Uh-oh.
Oh Mary opened at the Lyceum Theater last week, so congratulations to them. And I'm not usually a big play person, but I feel like I need to see this show.
Well, Cola Scola is getting a lot of attention for this.
Yeah.
And they are non-binary
Yes.
people. And I think Chris actually brought this up last week. Like, is it too early to say like best actor, best performer? Very interesting. Yeah, it's not our usual stick. We're usually not play people. But Amber, I was thinking maybe we do start an Mary group.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking that might be a good idea.
I think that might be our next one. So we'll be at 51 groups.
51. Yes.
But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to try to get into it. Um, and I'm sure Amber can tell you about the plot of the story.
Yes, it is about Mary Todd Lincoln and the weeks prior to the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. And it is her dealing with how she is apparent. This is just from what I've read. I have not seen the show. It is just her trying to figure out how to get through life as a cabaret singer, functioning alcoholic. So that's really what I've
It's
been
a
able to gather
dark
about it.
comedy. That's
Yeah.
the best way of putting it. A dark comedy. I'm going to pull up the exact description online. I am working on double things. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. StreamYard might be back up. Hooray, because my phone is on fire. Let's see. Am I going to have Heather and Heather too? This is great. Yeah. All right. Stand by. And then echo, echo.